Good day. I'm Shalome Jordan, STEM 11 Aguilar, and today I would talk about earthquake hazards. So, what is an earthquake? An earthquake, also known as a quake, tremor, or tremor, is the perceptive shaking of the surface of the earth resulting from the sudden release of energy in the earth's crust that creates seismic waves. Potential earthquake hazard. Geology explains that an earthquake is a type of hazard that depends on the strength of seismic activity along with such factors as local, topographic, and built features, subsurface geology, and groundwater. A large earthquake will always be followed by a sequence of aftershocks that normally aggravates its effects on human and material elements like buildings and infrastructure. Ground shaking or ground motion. The earth shakes with the passage of earthquake waves which radiate energy that had been stored in stress rocks and were released when a fault broke and the rocks slipped to relieve the pent-up stress. If an earthquake generates a large enough shaking intensity, structures like buildings, bridges, and dams can be severely damaged and cliffs and sloping ground destabilized. Earthshed or stuck object may fall and injure or bury anyone close by. Ground shaking will vary over an area due to such factors as topography, bedrock type, and the location and orientation of the fault rupture. Ground or surface rupture. Surface rupture is an offset of the ground surface when fault rupture extends to the earth's surface. Any structure built across the fault is at risk of being torn apart as the two sides of the fault slip past each other. Normal and reverse, collectively called dip. Slip faulting surface ruptures feature vertical offsets while strike slip faulting produces lateral offsets. Many earthquake surface ruptures are combinations of both. Structures that span a surface fault are likely to suffer great damage to surface rupture. Liquefaction soil. Liquefaction is a phenomenon in which the strength and stiffness of a soil is reduced by earthquake shaking or other rapid cooling. It normally occurs in saturated soils, that is soils in which the space between the individual particles is completely filled with water. Prior to an earthquake, the water pressure is relatively low. The weight of the buried soil rests on the framework of break contacts that comprise it. However, earthquake shaking can disrupt the structure. The soil particles no longer support and all the weight and the groundwater pressure begins to rise. The soil particles can move farther and become entrained in the water. The soil flows. Liquefied soil will force open ground cracks in order to escape to the surface. The ejected material often results in flooding and may leave cavities in the soil. Earthquake induced ground subsidence and lateral spreading. Subsidence or lowering of the ground surface often occurs during earthquakes. This may be due to downward vertical displacement on one side of a fault, and can sometimes affect a huge area of land. Coastal areas can become permanently flooded as a result. Subsidence can also occur as ground shaking causes loose sediments to settle and to lose their load-bearing strength or to slump down sloping grounds. Lateral spreading occurs where sloping around starts to move downhill, causing cracks to open up that are often seen along hill crests and river banks. Tsunami. A tsunami, also known as a seismic sea wave, is a series of waves in a water body caused by the displacement of a large volume of water, generally in an ocean or a large lake. Earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, and other underwater explosions, landslides, glacier, cavings, meteorite impacts, and other disturbance above or below water all have the potential to generate a tsunami. Earthquake. and shallow debris flows. However, gravity acting on a steep slope is the primary reason for all landslides. A strong earthquake introduced ground shaking greatly increases the likelihood of landslides where landscape is susceptible for these types of ground failure. If the ground is saturated with water, particularly following heavy rainfall, the shaking will result in more landslides than normal